Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome to another episode of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. I am your host of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. My name is David Bradley, training facilitator and coach with Grant Cardone. We are bringing you weekly sales solutions, sales tips, sales strategies, and a couple attitude adjustments thrown in for good measure, direct from the 10X world of Grant Cardone. 80% of what we do here is 100% free, so the purpose of the podcast is to make sure the free stuff we're putting down you are picking up and you're plugging it into your sales, your business, and your life. And speaking of which, today's Wednesday. So you know what that means? It means it's time for the Wednesday word. First timers, what happens on the Wednesday word? Let me sum it up for you real quick. I'm going to crack open a dictionary. I'm going to find success-themed and motivated words, and I'm going to break them down for you. I'm going to look at the definition of the words. I'm going to look at the etymology of these words, where they came from, more importantly, what we do with them. Selling is a conversation, and power comes from the words that you use. So I want to make sure the words you're using have all the power behind them, and that starts with you knowing exactly what the hell you're talking about and what these words mean. So today's word, it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be good. It's going to be amazing. So get ready, because here we go. Before I divulge today's word, let me ask you a question. Are you secure? What? Are you secure? What kind of malware or viruses are out there right this very minute trying to hack into your brain, into your mind, and wreak havoc on your good nature, your well-being, and your production? Today's word is firewall. Yeah. Firewall. It's a noun. It's a thing. Okay? Let's look at the definition of the word firewall. A wall constructed to prevent the spread of fire. No brainer. Duh. Okay? What else is it? Computer hardware or software that prevents unauthorized access to private data, as on a company's local area network or intranet, by outside computer users as of the internet. Okay, so it protects the goods from the outside. Make sense? What's the etymology of it? What's the history of that word? Simple. Today, people recognize firewall as the name for hardware or software that protects networks or computer systems from unauthorized access or manipulation by outside computer users. And they don't immediately associate the term with its base words, which suggests a wall of fire. Not a ring, Johnny Cash fans, but a wall. Nobody falls into a burning wall of fire. You could run into one, though. Which is that, right? The earliest record of that literal meaning is from the 16th century, but more likely it could even go back further, okay? Because in the mid-1600s, firewall meant like literally a form of protection. And it was like this, it was a wall that was made of non-combustible, things that don't catch on fire, material that would prevent the spread of fire. Because putting out fires in the 1600s was not the easiest thing. Like running with buckets, and we didn't have hoses, okay? If a fire got started and got out of control, basically whatever it was that caught fire is burning down. You're screwed. Okay? So they would build walls that would keep the fire from spreading. Maybe the basement to the roof, or from maybe the kids' room would need a firewall. Right? Okay? So what do we do with this word now that we know what it means and where it came from? And you might be thinking right now, so like, what does this have to do with success, Dave? What in the hell? Where firewall? Well, let's just think about this for a second. Your brain is the oldest, in fact, the human brain, any brain for that, brains are the oldest computer systems on Earth. Your brain, more particularly, the human brain, is probably the most advanced and oldest computer system on planet Earth. Your brain runs on a series of programs, and it stores information for future decisions, future actions. The brain has cache files, it has cookies, it has memory, it has processors, it's got all that stuff. And like a computer, the brain is fragile. And it is susceptible to damage. Okay? Drop your computer, breaks. Hit your head, too hard, breaks. What was our original programming? And what viruses have invaded your system since? How have they, whoever they may be, impacted your ability to process and execute on your original programming? And how many more viruses are pouring in every single day? Fox News, CNN, Facebook, Twitter. How corrupted is your hard drive at this point? So removing viruses, now that's a different topic altogether. That's a whole other episode, okay? But let's just look at the following question. Do you have a firewall set up for your mind? Do you have a setup to protect yourself from all the negativity that is out there that is trying to get in and corrupt your files? How are you protecting yourself from inconsequential fear, misinformation, anger, vitriol, bitterness, hate? How are you protecting yourself from it? Are you allowing it? Or is it keeping you from your true self, from your original programming, from your true nature? Let's bring this back to sales, business, and life for a second, especially sales. If you're a salesperson, if you're a manager, if you're a business owner, what's in place for you? What do you have in place? Your attitude and your mindset will be the difference between 5, 6, and 7-figure incomes. For real. Period. That's not up for debate. Your attitude and your mindset will be the difference between 5, 6, and 7-figure incomes. That's it. Programming can get erased, and it can also get rewritten, and you can use Cardone University as a tool to help you. But if you do not have a firewall in play to protect you, you're going to be fighting an uphill battle every step of the way. And everything that you try to accomplish will be harder if you even get there. So try this. I'm not going to leave you without giving you at least a hint or a tip or some strategy. 5 steps to eliminate negativity. Your mental firewall. Okay. Step 1, catch it, which means you got to be on alert. You got to have something going on in there that's like, okay. You need to see it and you need to catch it. Step 1, catch it. You are the bouncer of the party that is going on in your head. Catch it. Then crumple it. Crumple it just like you would paper. And what did I just do? I tossed it. I tossed it. Chuck that sucker. It's total garbage. It's worthless. It's unserving. It's useless. Throw it out like yesterday's news, because that's really all it is. So we catch it, we crumple it, we toss it. Then we need to replace it. Why? Because nature abhors a vacuum. Fill the void with something. So if you caught a negative thought, if you caught something trying to penetrate your firewall, you crumpled it up, you tossed it, you got to replace it with something positive. Something to fill the void. Okay? And this might even actually work for clearing out viruses, mind you. You start, that little voice in your head starts firing off, okay? Let the firewall work from the inside too, okay? Hey, there's something. Catch it, crumple it, toss it, replace it. And then the most important thing of this, once you've done those 4 things, the 5th thing, the cherry on top, it's not a sundae without a cherry, okay? The 5th thing, you got to write it down. You got to take this ethereal thought, put it on paper, put it into the ethereal plane, or take it out of the ethereal plane, put it into the physical realm. You got to write it down. You got to write it down in first person. You got to write it down in present time. You got to write it down as real. Maybe start it with I am. Because you're literally creating a new thought in your head. Okay? If you're religious, remember this. In the beginning was the Word. Okay, so what are we going to do? Catch it, crumple it, toss it, replace it, write it down. Okay? That is your mental firewall. And this has been your Wednesday word. Make sure you got a firewall going on for your noggin, right? Protect that. It's the only one you got, okay? Protect it from the outside sources. Protect it from the things that are trying to penetrate in there and literally corrupt and erode your good nature. You need a firewall. My name is David Bradley. This has been the Wednesday Word. Thank you so much for listening. If you've got something from the Wednesday Word, do me a favor. Make sure that you're sharing this out into the cyberspace so that other people can benefit from it too. If it is helping you, I promise you, somebody else is just waiting for you to share this out into cyberspace so they can benefit from it too. Thank you again for listening. Feel free to subscribe while you're at it. And I'm going to leave you with the words of Grant Cardone, which is, be great, because nothing else pays. We'll see you soon. Thanks again for listening and watching.